just throw the games. It will backfire. Right now, both of these pretty big deal who win.
Yeah, big one indeed. Both these teams also having wins over opponents. If you're Boom, or you're a player on Boom, you just went through such a big defeat.
I quit.
Like that.
I quit until this is fixed. Like I come back after the patch.
And it was definitely a quick ban immediately on Ursa.
Surprise, TNC did not ban Spirit because it's definitely Mikoto's best hero. Let's see how he can do against Armel's OD. No points in Astral Imprisonment yet. Starts to harass him with the orb instead. Something I've seen before, and then you just control, get that medium online. Once you buy Magic Wand and don't care too much harassment.
With that too, you know, having the Astral Imprisonment and everything, having that timing down, maybe getting that quick Meteor Hammer, you also have the opportunity with Tim's to come over and arrow. So yeah, you've given Mikoto his Storm, but do you have enough tools here? Maybe if Tim's rotates in and gets a couple early kills on the Storm to shut his game out.
It's a possibility, yeah. With the arrow, it's a strong, can say easy to execute combination. Most of the time it works if timed correctly. All you need to care about is not leave your Beastmaster alone if he's like off HP, leave him when he's vulnerable. You know, I say trouble, but that's gonna be some harassment. 4 plus an arrow. Arrow-wise, just hit crit. Oh, good.
Just getting something out of this, and now Balance Strike into the Impale. Khezcute still trying to get the kill on a Tim's. We'll pop that Fairy Fire. Be okay. The Astral Imprisonment. So this is going to mess with Mikoto a little bit. He's only 9-1 right now to the OD's 8-3. So ahead for the moment. You wonder when they're going to bring somebody over to maybe try and help out this OD. Gabbi as well as Febby trying to fight, trying to get First Blood. Anchor Smash. First Blood there for FBZ. And there is a return kill for Febby.
But that's pretty big. You know, this Tidehunter was already having a really good time. Shaman doing a very good job just trading hits. He's playing Shaman into melee heroes, so there's a lot of harassment. The Shaman got buffed. Starting intelligence, which more often. And now Tidehunter is level 3. So this lane is not gonna be that easy for Ursa. Paper, it sounds good, you know.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But there's a ton of harassment. And FBZ, he already has that bottle, something that quite often, where offlaners just love to pick up bottle. You have to refill it.
Do you think maybe with a little bit more, a couple more levels for both the Tusk and the Ursa might get a little bit better for them? Because they can play aggressive like this on Hyde.
If Shaman is out of position, it's a kill. So Shaman needs to play around the Tidehunter, be close to him. So Gush.
Leaping away. Some space. FBZ, we saw him have a good game on that Bloodseeker. It wasn't, you know, wasn't a bad one by any means to start. Obviously, it ends up in a loss, but I thought he played pretty well. Haste Rune picked up by the Nyx Assassin. Up onto the high ground, but Shards locking FBZ. Febby gonna get this kill with Gabbi, and one more shot. They'll finally get the revenge over this Tide. And, well, that looks really good in this top lane for TNC. A lot of harassment onto Mikoto. Armel committing under the tower, but there is a haste on this Nyx Assassin. You need to be a little bit careful. Not that Mikoto goes back in.
Okay, so they are kind of getting back into this game with these rotations. Something that Tide doesn't like to, and Timbers as well, is the tag team. Like, bring numbers, it's so much damage. Overpower. It's only level 1, 3 attacks. And that with the tag team. Quite a lot. Something that we've seen like Liquid does something similar. Wind Ranger with the tag team. Roche taking.
Yeah. Something that TNC wasn't even really able to accomplish in the first game was. It feels different with this lineup where they should have the chill to control the pit, get an early Aegis. We'll see.
Radiant are scanning.
I am worried about. I have talked a couple angry Mikoto. You get Mikoto angry, all of a sudden he just takes over the game as Storm. We've seen that in the series where he got game 2 and game 3 as Storm. Destroyed in both those games.
For most of the players, being angry is not good. For Mikoto, it's got a buff.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Arrow hits.
Arrow
See how
hits
angry
with the
he is.
Astral.
Can't get him with the hammer. Standard is Eclipse hammer. OD has 2 hammers, like 2 of those.
I guess drops the mallet, drops the hammer. Kinds of things to hit things into. Forget that. So, you know.
No, I'm just thinking about the game, B-Cup. I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to see what happens in the bottom lane. My King trying to get some Goose stacks on a Beastmaster, but the boards are level a lot slow. There's book 1 coming onto the Beastmaster. You want to give him level 6, so you can start making pressure. He's level 5 now. Execute through. Let's see his map awareness. No.
Coming bottom with 2. This is
Like, you just go for an arrow. Try to land an arrow.
right now wouldn't be the worst time to throw it. Boundless strike out.
Good.
Holding it out.
They're trying. There it is. Tag team. Group.
Tag team
A lot of
shard.
things.
Drew, nothing you can do in this situation. A good impel afterwards, but it's not going to matter. Snowball. Extending their lives. Arrow hits. It's on the Nyx Assassin. They'll go after Febby on the back lines, but Mikoto, there's not much he can get done. He might even give up his own life for this.
He needs to be careful. Just 100 mana.
Yeah, they've got
More
the
than
bit
all he
off.
got.
I think we still
Bottle.
see him though.
Yeah, he's dead.
Chards are perfect. Mikoto low. One more shot. That comes through from KP. Triple kill for the Beastmaster.
That's such a great rotation by the
Ooh,
two
and then
supports. Oh, top lane.
Top of the Hex on the Meteor Hammer. Doesn't matter. They've got the Sanities. FBZ getting low. Boundless Strike keeps them from getting the kill. Hyde on the run. But Gabbi's still with him. Astral Imprisonment should just do it. It seems like they've done the math and they have.
So Drew TP to the top lane, doesn't get anything out of that. Tree Dance, only level 2, he's level 6. Like Drew, when he's not having a good time at the early stage, he
Radiant's
just
bottom
feels
tower
lost.
is
Like,
under
the
attack.
previous game, he had a good start. They didn't, you know, play around his farm. So it's gonna be a different situation for this time. But KP, man, he's having such a different game. He has boots. Is that book 2? No, it's book 1. Would just be too much farm
Radiant
at this point.
structures are fortified.
Goal.
Radiant's middle tower
But he's having,
is under attack.
he has as much form now as he had, I want to say, 15, 20 minutes into the last game.
He really struggling the last one.
Very
Tidehunter
stricken
also
and trusty shot.
only level 5. No Ravage yet available.
They might just go on him.
Structures
They
are
can
fortified.
roll with that Primal
Radiant's
Roar. They
middle
do have
tower
Gabbi
is under
nearby.
attack.
They can at least pressure the tower, but now they've got vision of both Mikoto.
Dire's top tower
well
is
as
under
the-
attack.
Dude, Mikoto both spotted, so see just the change in posture from
Boom is trying to set up something on the bottom lane. Meteor Hammer done on OD, already dropped 1 on the tower. You can see the hit is very close, just waiting. Show up, Astral into Arrow. He sees 2 heroes
Dire's
coming.
top tower is
Fails.
under attack.
Arrow.
Arrow. That comes in, stops the shackle, but they get the intel from Khezcute. Armel needs to run back, has the Astral
Radiant's
Imprisonment onto the
bottom tower is
Storm.
under attack.
So that'll keep Mikoto from
Dire's
getting the
top
kill
tower
onto the
is
OT, but they use the Primal Roar bottom. They're going after this Tidehunter. They've got the shards in front of him as well as the Snowball to lock him down even longer. Gabbi gets the kill on FBZ, nicely done by TNC.
He can't use the Ravage there. Ursa,
Radiant's
ready with the
bottom
Enrage.
tower is under
You pop
attack.
it, the stab is in, you still die, and then you're not gonna have Ravage for the next fight. Mid lane, Arrow into Hammer.
Oh, wow.
He actually stops the Hammer.
Probably would have had that kill on
Radiant's
Hyde.
bottom tower has fallen.
Okay. He saw Nyx Assassin and was like, I'm not getting stunned. He got stunned anyway. Nyx Assassin is not as good against OD as he was before, because Astral Imprisonment doesn't deal AoE damage anymore, and
Right.
he can't set up the
Radiant's
stun
middle
turret
tower
base,
is under
but
attack.
still good hero against the.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Meteor Hammer down on the tier 1 mid again. And really close to dying. Gabbi just finding space. He's 6th on the net worth, but it's all close between him and the other 3 at the top.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looking into the Orchid,
Radiant's
when
middle
Mikoto gets
tower
this
has
Orchid,
fallen.
the game can get a little bit tougher for these heroes on TNC. See how the movements are for Boom. The movements in game 1 were pretty crisp up to a certain point. So I wouldn't be too surprised if maybe Boom with this
Lost 2 towers, got 1.
My way.
Still an E-game, 1k gold lead. Moment. Dire's hiding in the trees. It's a tough one for them to, fight into. Shadow Shaman is still level 5, needs to find his level 6. Nyx Assassin, first Vendetta, gets anything out of it, and BZ also. Very tough to play into Beastmaster. Your mana gets burned. Mana pool very limited at this point.
Yeah. You just see Gabbi. Might even still look to go on FBZ. Under the tower, so it's a bit of a tough dive if they want to. KP now moving around.
Finds Jelly.
Fall back
for the
on
memes.
farm.
There, eat Jelly.
Get right out the beehive.
What did he give second Jelly to? So D is like, I don't need my aura. I have a lot of regen coming up. Tidehunter.
Caring is caring.
I mean, if you consider B as a beast, Master takes it instead.
I forget what it's called. It's something. Double damage on Khezcute.
Your Beastmaster.
The Beastmaster. Buzz. So Febby ups down a sentry.
Shadows, take us.
He's either. Dagger, he doesn't have a way to close the gap. They've got Moonlight Shadow. Maybe they can come back into this. They do have Beastmaster, as well as Ursa right there. And Febby just has eyes on FBZ. We got a sentry down and right to the forward punch. And then the tag team avoids the Ravage with the snowball. Febby, a little bit of style on that one. They go after Hyde. They get the kill on the Shadow Shaman. Drew, yeah, like you said, jumping away, just careful enough. He thought about going, too.
He doesn't have a point in ulti. Like that level 1 ulti, it's not as strong. It's more of a
Hit, arrow, Mikoto, caught. He's gone.
Mikoto
with the Meteor Hammer. That is uncharacteristic to Mikoto getting caught like that.
Very tough for them. This is the first Ravage, first board use. They get nothing out of that. Now the map just gets smaller. Beastmaster will control the jungle with the Hawk, with his Necro Warriors. TNC's lineup doesn't rely on cooldown. So pretty much they can keep fighting all the time. Longest cooldown they have is Sanity's Eclipse, but you don't need that to fight. Every single time Roar is up, they should go. And they should punish this long cooldown ability.
Illusion. Second.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See Dire just kind of invading the jungle, pressuring across the river. Trying to push on this tier 2 tower for a while, and eventually AP the Beastmaster. Here with Gabbi. So they should be able to take this tower, or at least put some pressure on, maybe force a rotation. We'll see how it goes from
Radiant's
Boom.
bottom
And Boom
tower
doesn't
is
defend
under
tower.
attack.
They don't have the abilities, already spread out of the map, trying to get some farm going. Mikoto 0-2-0. Something that we don't see in this player. Usually he's the one dictating the tempo on the Storm Spirit.
Dire's
2
top
big
tower.
items.
Shackle, Hyde taking right clicks, holding Armel, but eventually Armel gets the finish. Yeah, I mean, going back to that as Khezcute also dies to Gabbi, you think about where Storm he's just getting an Orchid. Aura's punch, all lightning away, but they still have vision with this Hawk. Mikoto normally has that Orchid 2-3 minutes ago. his game is load pretty heavy.
Orchid is done. They should try to make something happen. Shadow Shaman wards online. Same goes for the Tidehunter. Everyone's a bit under-leveled on side of Boo. They rely on Ravage to win the team fight. So try and go for the mid-tier 1 tower. There's a full HP tower. Good play from Febby.
Away, get some stints, FBZ. He's still a couple hundred gold away from this blink. Might not get closer if they want to jump on him. Shard's pushing away, but FBZ thinks about walking back in. Meanwhile, Primal Roar used on Hyde. They get the jump and they'll slow FBZ, so that gives them time to get the Astrum for the mid. They're looking over as Meteor Hammer, still available. Eventually FBZ does die, maybe holding it to potentially go on Mikoto if he were to show his face. You know, he went north here and forced to walk even further away. A good ward placed by TNC, and it'll spot Khezcute coming over. Mikoto, silence onto the OG, arrow coming in, that's not going to land on the storm. They got the impale, Armel low, and fuck!
Told you a storm.
But at what cost? I think they will have this trade. Drew faking his ulti. Kind of free Roshan for TNC. Ursa picks it up, goes into BKB next time, and once they get the BKBs on 2 cores, it's going to so much easier to take a fight. Beastmaster, I've seen Beastmasters. They're very popular in China. Either BKB into Blink or Blink into BKB, which I really like here.
Queued up the Blink right now. So Blink BKB, that's fine. I think I like that as well.
They don't have the best jump.
Yeah.
Unless OD like sets it up with Astral, and right now OD careful. He doesn't have his BKB yet, so Blink Dagger. Pretty fine.
There's the silence on the Gabbi. They're going to try and go on the Ursa. Got the ult. There's the Hex, the Orchid Burn, and now they've got the Aegis. So Febby, Shards, isn't enough. Snowball coming across, hitting Khezcute as well as the Shadow Shaman. Serpent Ward's committed. Drew still just being a spectator at the moment.
Missing
Go.
bottom.
And they did get the Aegis, but still sitting on the high ground. TNC had to be careful while in the Moonlight Shadow, but this gives time to Boom. Boom Dagger picked up by Tide. It's coming on the Courier. Storm starting to get some farm. He's starting to be aggressive like we are normally used to seeing with Mikoto. Still behind this Beastmaster.
Tough game for him. You know, playing into, even if he gets that BKB, which is something he needs, you're going to be playing into Beastmaster Roar. Ursa will get a basher eventually.
Haste.
Creeps as well. Boars, they're in on it.
Radiant's bottom tower
Pulls the
is under
boars and
attack.
Necro creeps away for a second, but here's the commitment. Now we'll see if anybody rotates as well. All 5 heroes are here for TNC bottom.
Taking out
Radiant's bottom
between
tower
10
has
20 minute
fallen.
mark is pretty big, and they can try to defend that. Put a ward, at least put a hawk, see if they try to reclaim it, get an easy cop.
With this, has
Dire's
that blue
top
dagger,
tower
but
is under
we
attack.
see like smoke into a Ravage play or anything of the sort. Was used by Khezcute. Might catch this Courier coming through with a the end sentries and whatnot. Things feel very slow from. Like, I understand they're behind, but it's definitely not their play style playing this, especially Mikoto.
I guess they took the Aegis off Ursa and now are playing slowly mid lane.
Find the OG, gonna get the kill. Orchid, now the Ravage. Armel hit, and he's in trouble. Febby, Snowball survives. Sanities, FBZ, Mikoto, they both fall to Gabbi. Hyde will get Febby, but Drew is caught. Primal Roar used on to the Shadow Shaman. Drew trying to get away, but it's not gonna happen. Triple kill for Gabbi, and make it a 4th as KP takes out Hyde.
That was such a good arrow from teams from behind, lands on the Storm Spirit, and they get 4 kills for that. Still a very, very, very good trade. Something that the OD needs to be careful about, jumping in and using that Astral offensively, as I already mentioned. you don't have a defensive tool for yourself, so you can't afford to do that. Once you get a BKB, you can also be the
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So this is just going all TNC's way right now. Maybe there's something to say about how game one was just mentally exhausting.
Yeah, it definitely affected them. It was their game to lose, jump on the top lane, Mirana, an easy pickup.
Orchid burn will good, Mikoto gets the kill. That's something we were expecting more of from him. Primal Roar on cooldown for another 33 seconds. They will head up towards top. Spot him for a moment, but managed to get all the way to the tier 1.
Dire's courier
Easy.
has been killed.
Just to leave. Not getting the bounty rune. Not too trusted.
Radiant's top tower
Very
is under
unreliable.
attack.
Snowball on the
Dire's
TP.
middle tower is under attack.
Khezcute will have his TP stop. Febby just messing with him, avoids the stun. Medallion with the walrus
Radiant's
punch.
top tower has fallen.
Now just trying to D-ward before he dies. Does get an obs, but eventually goes down to Armel.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Mirana has been forced to have it up, but going into Gold Scepter, which is really like a Storm Spirit, it's such a great setup for the arrow.
Dire are scanning.
Ripped apart by the bear that is Gabbi. And
There's a big difference. Two carries. One is 5,000 gold ahead of the other.
yeah. Is a lot of gold to be working with, and you know, we usually talk about how Drew's had good laning phases, but not here. It seems almost strictly
Every
held
single
to him
time
playing
I've
control.
seen
Dire's
him
middle
play
tower is under
from
attack.
behind, they just lose the game every single time.
They're coming up onto the high ground, into the triangle. They're thinking about it at least. They've got the Moonlight Shadow, Gabbi moving forward. The rest of Boom will leave, but how far will they get? Arrow? Nope. Nowhere near the marker.
Not this time. They killed Roshan pretty early, which means the second will spawn quite fast. With the first Roshan, you don't necessarily need to go for the high ground push, just build up the advantage. With the second Rosh, Cheese, and Aegis, that means you can go for the high ground, especially if they misuse one of the ultis, either Shadow Shaman or Ravage, then you're good to
Radiant's
go.
top tower is under attack.
Picked up for the OD of Armel, so he's got that to work with now. Both BKBs on the Ursa and the OD. Putting pressure on the top tier 2, just trying to get rid of these outer towers as best they can. Sure, mid for a second. This will be the last outer tower for them to grab. Just be a moment longer. Khezcute, he's in the jungle on the opposite side, trying to get towards a blink dagger, farming the jungle.
He's doing a very good job. And it's just instead of just being inside the base, trying to make stuff happen,
Radiant's
get
top tower
the
has
farm
fallen.
going, plants a deep ward.
Dire's
But this
bottom
is something
tower
that
is under attack.
you can always do something. Smoke up, get outside of your base, and try to get some farm, possibly cut the waves. It's easier for Nyx Assassin because he has Vendetta, so bypass the enemies without them seeing him.
Here. Not sure what he wants to accomplish in that tree, but eventually we'll just TP away. Still just Khezcute deep inside the jungle.
Regeneration.
Battle Fury Axe, so Monkey King, like, okay amount of farm. The question is going to change anything? Arrow comes through, right clicks in, FBZ on the run. Pops the Ghost Scepter, but they've got the Astral Imprisonment with the Sanities equipped right on top of this Tide. Armel will grab another.
Armel did not want to risk anything, increased magic damage, because he used the Ghost Scepter. Don't want to give him an opportunity to blink out. Khezcute being scouted. Let's see if he decides to go for the courier. Not gonna trade.
Gabbi just finding Hyde and ripping through him again. They've got the silence on the Ursa. Pop the BKB, should be fine. Mikoto actually taking a bulk of that damage. Need to be careful. You get bashed once or twice, maybe it's over for your life.
A long respawn time on Roshan, almost full 3 minutes. So we're gonna
Looking for me?
need to wait a bit until TNC probably kills it. Oh man, that damage from Ursa.
Catching Khezcute and now beyond godlike. I don't know if you've ever seen a bear's
Godlike Ursa?
paws the nails, they can rip through a lot.
Radiant are scanning.
And the exoskeleton of a Nyx assassin is no exception.
Now, I watched the good bears. I watched Yogi Bear when I was younger, some documentaries, but they were not as dark as you watched.
Planet Earth. Usually stick to good bear programming. We bear bears. Always a good one. Drew, trying to get something done. Wukong's in an incredible position to balance strike as well as the silence. They've got the Ravager going after the Ursa, but got the Astro movement. Keeping me popped by Armel. Now Gabbi jumping in. They get the kill on a Hyde. He's popped his own BKB. Goes scepter from FBZ. That's going to keep him comfortable for now, but there's the bash coming through on a Mikoto. He just gets away with a little bit of health. The Vortex, the Walrus punch.
Another good save. Blink is ready. Blink out.
Gabbi surviving, getting away from this one. Shards won't balk in. Khezcute, maybe he still has a chance, but it doesn't look like it. Gabbi, he'll walk away from the Nyx assassin, but the Nyx assassin won't walk away from
There goes
TNC.
in. Man, this was unbearable to watch. Like such a good saves coming out from the OD. They just needed like 1 second to blow up Ursa. His BKB came off cooldown. Then another good
Radiant's
save
middle tower
from
is
Febby.
under attack.
This is something that I like. You know, having multiple saves. That's why I value Shadow Demon highly as a hero. And I believe this game is just falling apart. They're not gonna go and finish the game right now, but you know, deal some chip damage. Next Roche will be available in 30 seconds. So looks pretty good for TNC right now.
Yeah, you know, Armel's coming over, trying to get that Astro Imprisonment. He says, bear with me for a second. And does finally get Gabbi out of harm's way. That was really good, though. Armel popping the BKB to get into the Wukong's command, making sure that, you know, he's comfortable enough to put himself in a position where he can save them.
Apparently, they feel very comfortable going into the Roche pit and taking a team fight. They know Ravage is on cooldown.
Yeah, you know, Roche up in just a second, so we'll see if we can get this Roche, get this next. I'm trying to think of another big pun. I got none.
You know, if we're out an option, just change a couple of letters.
Orb of Destruction for the Monkey King.
Vanish.
No. Towards that Hex, and then, yeah, Khezcute. He's been working on this Blink, but he's barely making progress.
Radiant's top tower is
I
under
just
attack.
thought about that one. About to say barely got it. It's fine. Khezcute scouting things out. Wrong side of the map. Roshan respawned.
Look at TNC. They're all
Dire's bottom
pretty
tower
much over
is
by the
under
Roche pit.
attack.
They're controlling that top left area of the
Dire's
map.
structures are
And they're in the Roche now. Ursa looking to take out the heart of Roshan. Going up against the pressure of Gabbi, the pressure that TNC comes with. Sometimes it's just a little bit unbearable for Boom. Have we done that one yet?
I don't know.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Keeping track of it. So yeah, Roshan or TNC. Want to go high ground?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Look at Gabbi. It's just coming in from behind. I'm not expecting that. So they get the kill there. They'll work on the tier 3. And this is just spelling trouble for Boom. And
Radiant's
to spell
top
trouble for
tower
Boom, it's B-E-A-R. That's what they're dealing with right now. They get the Astro Imprisonment onto Tide, ball lightning in. Not really much of a deterrent, but it is a creep wave clearer. Drew, though, he's caught, stunned up. Tims, get
They're
the
just
kill
getting
onto the Monkey
kills
King.
all over the place. Other bears catch fish. They use their bare hands.
So it feels like TNC are just standing in the river, grabbing fish, just
Whoa,
mid-form.
what'd I miss? I'm over here.
It's on cooldown, so can't stun him up. We'll start to take these racks, clearing these creeps.
Radiant's top
Ursa doing a
barracks
bare
are under
minimum here,
attack.
just
Radiant's
going
top
for the
barracks has fallen.
range barracks. Not putting too much effort.
This is really tough for Boom. As it feels like
Radiant's
the
middle
story
tower
of
is under
Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears.
Radiant's middle
Or the
tower
Three
has
Bears.
fallen.
As this Rax is too cold, this Rax is too hot, and well, Nick's assassin is dead. As they'll try to jump in, maybe I just spoke. Khezcute still dies, Ravage is in, Mikoto taking a lot of damage, the badge is out. With the static position, there's no way that you can hold this bear any tighter. They're trying to give him a bear hug, but they just can't. BKB's been popped by Drew as well as Mikoto. Sandy's dropped on the FBZ. Hyde comes in, Serpent Wards as well as the Hex. They will get the kill. Arrow in. It does hit on the Nyx assassin, but they still lose Febby.
I've seen this thing yesterday when Enigma played against OG. Kuro got stuck twice, and now Febby jumps in, tries to help out his teammate. It doesn't succeed.
Take us.
They still have Aegis on Ursa. He picks up the region rune. I would not be surprised if they just... I mean, they're 2. If they were 3, they would probably try to go in.
It almost feels like Gabbi had those thoughts, though. Abyssal arrow, right clicks. Maybe you make it out. Just barely.
Gold and sweet.
So, Kodo, he's going Axe. I'm a big fan of Axe. It's definitely tough for him right now. All he's got is Orchid, BKB, next item Axe. Like, it's been a really rough game for this Storm. It's not going to get any easier.
It's a tough one, you know. You're playing into BKB piercing ability. You're playing into, like, arrow setup. Into Basher, full Abyssal on Ursa right now, so it's pretty
Double
tough.
damage.
Ursa with the double damage is
Dire are
cranberry
scanning.
sauce out of these here.
Cranberry. Right. Smoke coming in from TNC. That took me a moment. As, you know, they're going to try and mush him up here. Yeah, we'll see what they can do. They're not going to find anybody, though. They walk through the base. It's empty. A little bit surprising if you're TNC.
Ursa is in.
Abyssal. Khezcute, he's gone.
Much fight in you.
Onto the
Radiant
mid racks they go.
structures
Hex
are
picked up by the OD. We'll see if it ends up being enough. They've got the glyph. He's coming through. Drew's gone. Pro Scepter pop by FBZ. Not looking likely he survived. Sanity's in. They'll get the kill. And, well,
I
nothing
believe
they can do.
this might be it. There's the buyback from the
Radiant's
Tidehunter.
bottom
Still has the
tower is under
Ravage,
attack.
but it's looking rough. Aegis will be reclaimed in 10 seconds. Maybe they can time it correctly.
Yeah, jumping in. There's the kill on a Hyde. Ravage comes out. But the BKB's been popped. They've got the balance strike coming through from Drew. They'll finally get the kill on a Febby. They look over at Gabbi trying to run down as the Aegis expires. As, yeah,
Radiant's
Gabbi
top
trying to
barracks
run
are under
away,
attack.
looking
Radiant's
like
top
a
barracks has fallen.
barbarian.
Yeah. We're getting some word from production. Production actually helping us with these puns. They're gonna go in once again. Ursa jumps in, jumps out.
Yeah, Ursa being the lead here. He's being the
Radiant's
torchbearer
bottom
for the
tower
side of
is under attack.
TNC. As they go to get this tier 3 and looking to finish this one off, potentially.
Radiant's bottom tower
No
has
Ravage,
fallen.
no snakes. It's
So
go in.
the jump
It's a
in.
mega.
Onto Drew, they'll get the kill on the Monkey King, dead for 108 seconds. The beginning of the end here is TNC have just been too overbearing for Boom eSports to really get anything done, as it doesn't look like this 30k plus lead will be going anywhere.
Make it free. Good save.
Oh, good
Can he
forward
save him?
attack.
Yes, he can.
They've got the BKBs. Armel moving forward. BKB popped by KP. They're looking over at Mikoto, who's out of mana now. But they'll send Gabbi packing for the moment. Snowball comes through. Walrus punch in onto the Storm Spirit. They get the kill on Mikoto. They look over at FBZ inside the well, but he'll survive. It doesn't matter. They'll call GG. And TNC Well, they'll be the pallbearers to Boom eSports grade. They take the series 2 up.
Yeah, I think they were actually done after what happened in the first game.
Yeah.